Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're trying to cut through all the tech jargon and finally understand the invisible forces that are literally shaping our world right now, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're diving deep into what artificial intelligence actually is, something you interact with every single day, honestly, probably without even realizing it.
Picture this. You finally crash on the couch after a really long day. You open Netflix, and sitting right there on your home screen is the exact movie you're in the mood to watch. The technology seamlessly suggests your next favorite film, almost like it knows your tastes better than you do.
Or, hey, think about what happens the very moment you pick up your smartphone. You don't even type a passcode anymore, right? You just look at it. Instantly, your phone maps the tiny contours of your face and unlocks the screen in a fraction of a second. Zero typing required. And then, of course, there's ChatGPT. We've all been there, staring at a blank page at work or school, completely stuck. You open up the app to quickly answer a complex question, draft an email, or just generate new ideas out of thin air, all from typing a quick, simple prompt.
It honestly feels totally futuristic, and it leads us to a pretty massive question. Is this magic or just AI? I mean, are physical robots coming to replace our jobs, or is this technology something else entirely? Well, let's find out. So here is our roadmap for today to totally demystify this. 1. What is AI? 2. How AI works. 3. A brief history. 4. Types of AI. And 5. Myths versus realities. Let's jump in.
All right, Section 1. What is artificial intelligence? Teaching computers to think. So artificial intelligence, or AI, what are we actually dealing with here? Basically, it's the ability of a computer or machine to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. The absolutely crucial phrase here is human intelligence. We're talking about the ability to learn, solve problems, recognize images, or translate languages. AI is essentially all about teaching computers to do the things that usually require our level of human thinking. Now think about how AI actually learns this stuff. It's a lot like human learning, actually. Imagine you're teaching a toddler what a cat is. You don't hand them a textbook with a biological definition of a feline, right? No, you just show them a cat, and then another one, and another. After seeing dozens of pictures, the child just kind of learns to recognize one on their own. Similarly, an AI model is trained by being fed massive amounts of data. Over time, it learns the patterns, the pointy ears, the whiskers, the tail, and boom, it can identify a brand new, never-before-seen cat based purely on what it picked up from those past examples. So the takeaway here is that AI isn't magic. It's definitely not a human brain inside a laptop. It's really just a wildly fast learner built on 3 specific ingredients: data, algorithms, and computing power. The data acts as the examples, the algorithms are basically the learning instructions, and the computing power, that's the engine processing the whole shebang. And as you'd guess, the better the data and the training, the better the AI performs. Let's move on to Section 2. How AI works. AI versus traditional programming.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because there is a huge difference between giving computers rigid rules and giving them examples. In traditional programming, a human programmer has to write out exact step-by-step instructions. You have to tell the computer, literally, if the temperature is above 30 degrees, turn on the fan, and it just blindly follows that rule. But with AI, instead of writing rules, you just give it examples. You show the system 100,000 spam emails and 100,000 normal ones. You don't have to write a specific rule for every single spammy word out there. The system figures out the underlying patterns all by itself, and it learns to categorize brand new emails on the fly. That shift, learning from data instead of strict rules, is where the true power of AI actually lives.
Okay, Section 3. A brief history. Decades in the making.
It feels like AI just exploded out of nowhere recently, but this technology has actually been building for decades. Way back in 1950, computer scientist Alan Turing proposed the famous Turing test to see if machines could even exhibit intelligent behavior. By 1956, the term artificial intelligence was officially coined at the Dartmouth workshop. Skip ahead to 1997, and the world was absolutely stunned when IBM's Deep Blue computer defeated the reigning chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov. Then in 2011, IBM's Watson dominated human champions on Jeopardy! And all of that foundational, groundbreaking work accelerated until 2022, when generative AI tools finally went mainstream, suddenly putting this insane computing power into the hands of millions of us across healthcare,
finance, education, and entertainment.
All right, let's look at Section 4, Types of AI, Categorizing Intelligence.
First up, we have narrow AI, sometimes called weak AI. Now, this is AI that performs one specific task incredibly well. We're talking about predicting traffic on Google Maps, filtering your spam, or deciding what video to show you next on YouTube. And listen, this is absolutely crucial to understand. Narrow AI is the only type of AI that actually exists today. Every single AI tool you have ever used in your life falls into this specific category.
Next is artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This is a hypothetical system that would be capable of performing literally any intellectual task a human can do. It would be able to learn completely new skills, reason across tons of different subjects, and adapt to situations exactly like you or I would. But again, I really want to stress the word hypothetical here. AGI does not exist yet. It is basically the holy grail that researchers are racing toward.
And finally, we have artificial superintelligence, or ASI. This is a hypothetical future system that wouldn't just match us, it would completely surpass human intelligence in nearly every single field imaginable. ASI is purely a concept right now, not a reality. It represents an intellect so far beyond our own human capabilities, well, it's the kind of thing you usually only see in huge sci-fi blockbusters.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, Myths versus Realities, Fact versus Fiction. Let's bust some myths. Starting with myth number 1, AI is only for programmers and crazy smart tech geniuses. The reality? Anyone can use it. Because of simple chat-based interfaces, students, teachers, graphic designers, and small business owners are using it every single day to supercharge their workflows, and they aren't writing a single line of code to do it.
Myth number 2, AI is this flawless, all-knowing oracle. Yeah, that couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is that AI can, and quite frankly often does, make mistakes. Sometimes it generates completely incorrect information, something researchers call hallucinations. It's so vital to remember that AI is not infallible. It's just a pattern matcher. And if it gets fed bad data or just misinterprets a pattern, it is absolutely going to get things wrong.
And myth number 3, AI just means physical robots walking around. We've really got to strip away those sci-fi tropes. The reality is that most AI is simply software running silently in the background on computers and massive cloud servers. Sure, robots are one specific physical application, but the vast majority of AI is just invisible software seamlessly powering your digital life.
So what's the bottom line? What should you take away from all of this? Well, AI enables computers to perform tasks that require human intelligence. And it does this by learning patterns from massive amounts of data, totally moving away from those old-school fixed rules. Also, all the AI we use today is narrow AI. It's incredibly accessible, it's pattern-based, and it is already heavily integrated into your daily routine, powering everything from your morning commute on Maps to instant language translation.
But you know, that does leave us with one massive lingering question. We know AI relies on data to find patterns, but how exactly does it actually happen inside the machine? I mean, think about the apps you've used just today. What specific patterns did they learn from you? I'll see you in the next explainer and we'll find out exactly how deep that rabbit hole goes.